Okay. Hello. I have an abacus. This is an abacus. It is a little bit modified, and so what we're going to do is we're going to read the abacus. Here is my abacus. This is my frame. But these are my beads. These beads are what's going to be counting. So what we're going to do is we're going to count the beads, and if it touches the horizontal bar, oh my god. Ugh. If it touches the horizontal bar, hopefully you guys can hear me now. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to understand when the beads are touching the horizontal bar, it is now being counted. So when we have this, it is 1. Oh, that's 1. This is 1. Now, when we look, why my abacus feels different? Because maybe it's too much, right? Maybe it's too much information. Hello. Good morning, Ethan. How are you today? Today is, oh, it's nighttime. Very late for you, isn't it? Okay. So what are we going to do? We are going to read the abacus. Hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to my room. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of math in the morning. So here's 1 pig. That is 1 on the abacus. When I look, this is 1. Now, if you see, I have only 2 digits. The reason why I did that is because sometimes having more is a little bit overwhelming. So what I want to do is I want to focus on this one right here. So if I did 2, here's 2, like 2 snakes. This is 2 on the abacus. These are 2 beads because that's 2 beads, and then we have 3. We have 3 little chipmunks, right? So if I did 3, and then on the abacus I did 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, that's what's being counted. Maybe that's better. I don't know. What do you think? All right, and then we have 4. Well, 4 is not this, right? That's not 4. This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all in contact with each other. They're all holding hands, and they're all touching the bead, the horizontal bar. Because they're touching the horizontal bar, these are now being counted. This is 4. This is the horizontal bar. This is 4. And then you might be wondering, well, wait a minute. That's all we can do? We can only count to 4? No, no, no. We can count to 5. So here is how we count to 5. If you notice, I have a top bead. This top bead is what tells me that I can count to 5. So that is actually 5. And when we look, we have 6. 6 looks like this. 6 is that. 6, if you look, is 1. But when we add the 5, is now 6. Whoa. Let's see. How is my audio? Okay, good. Okay, good. Just want to make sure that it is being broadcasted. So then 7. 7, right? We saw it before. This was 2. But then when we add the 5, now we have 7. 5, 6, 7. And then we have 8. When we have 8, we have 3. When we start with 3 and then you add the 5, now we have 8. And then 9 is, if we start with 4, so I start with 0, that's 0. And I start with 4, and then I add the 5, now I have 9. I hope that makes sense. I'm not sure if I like this. Okay, so then this is 9, that's 9. These are all 9s. But then what happens when we do 10? Well, 10 actually looks like how we write. So on the abacus, we have our 0 and our 1. This would be 1. And then we have 11. So this would be 1 and 1. And then we have 12. This would be 1 and 2. And then we can keep counting. We have 13, 14, and then 15. 15 is the top bead. So remember that the top bead is a value of 5. So we have 15, and then 16, 17, 18, and then 19, and then after 19 is 20. So remember what 20 looks like, right? 20 is just a 2 and a 0. I'm trying to find markers. Let me see if I can find some markers. Maybe I'll do. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So, nope, that's not gonna work. So what are we going to do? We are going to continue on counting and understanding how to read the beads. But I'm going to move this. So that's the whole thing. This is the whole abacus. The reason why is because sometimes people get a little bit confused with the amount of beads there are. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to count on the abacus. So again, we're going to count 1. So if you notice, I have a lot more columns now. And I go 1, these are all 1s. And then I could do 2, these are all 2s. And then I could do 3, these are all 3s. And then these are all 4s. So then we come back to here, which is 5. And then 5 looks all like this. So these are all 5s. Every time the beads are touching the horizontal bar, that's being counted. So this is 5. Hey, Baka, welcome. So this is 5, and then this is 6, and then we have 7, and then we have 8, and then we have 9. So then you're going to be wondering, well, what about 10? Well, I got you. I got you. So when we look, every column is a place value. Every place value has a digit, right? So when we're looking, we have this indicator, right? If you notice this, there's this indicator. There's this ones indicator here or a ones indicator here. So what you need to do is just need to choose one. If I choose this one over here, I would be using this as my ones indicator. So everything shifts over. And because everything shifts over, I would have my ones, my tens. But notice I don't have any more room for hundreds or thousands or 10,000s. So what we're going to do is instead we're going to use this one over here. So in that one case, we're going to be over here. And now I have a lot more room when I want to do my adding and subtracting and counting and multiplication and division. But it all depends on how big your numbers are and how big the question is, if that makes sense. So notice that we have a decimal and then we have decimals over here. This is the decimal. The decimal sits between the ones and the tens. It sits between. It doesn't actually take a place value. So we notice that now we have two decimals. Again, if I chose this one over here, because I have another dot indicator, then I'd have all of these as my decimals. Right? So how are we doing? How is this going? Anybody have any questions? So we have a couple of numbers. Let's see. Let's see if we have a few numbers that we can read. So if I have this number, this. What number do we think this is? This is my hundreds. This is my tens. This is my ones. And then if you notice, I have 5. So 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, and then 5. So my final answer is thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Ethan. It is 567. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's just you and me. It's just you and me. I'm happy that you're here. You're not sleeping. It's so late. Okay. So we're going to review again because somebody joined in. For those of you who joined in, my name is Lynette. I slept a while ago. My name is Lynette. I teach math with an abacus, and I'm glad you're here to join me to learn how to read the abacus. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand how to use the abacus, and as we count, here's the bead, and as it touches the horizontal bar, this is considered 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4, and then 5. The top bead is always 5, and then we have 6, 7, 8, 9. You might be wondering what's after 9. Well, 9 is 10. Right? We have our 1 and our 0. 1, 0. 1, 0. That's 10. So now we can count by 20s. I'm sorry, we can count by 10s because we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then we can do 100. Oh, wait. Looks very familiar, doesn't it? We have our ones, right? Our ones, our tens, our hundreds. And when we look, we have 1. And 1 looks exactly the same as this one. So now we have 101. And then we can do 111. And we can do 1,111. Did you hear my dog? She's going crazy. So we have 11,111. Cool. Anybody have any questions? Let me know. What we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. After we figure out how to read the abacus, we can go into adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. I'm not sure if we're going to go into multiplication, but I think the first thing we'll do is we're going to go into adding. So what we can do is we can go into, let's do a little review again. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you everybody for the likes. So we have 4. This is 4. So if I did 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, these are all 4s. This is something I've never imagined I would learn. Now I want to. 2025 on your bucket list was not to learn abacus. Right, Jackie? So we have 5. The top bead will always be 5 no matter what. So if you notice, all the top beads is the value of 5. And then we have 6. What does 6 look like? 6 looks like that. So we have 5, 6, right? So because we have the value of 5 and then we have 6, so anytime that touches the horizontal bar, we have my party trick. I can read an abacus. Oh, Jackie, we're going to do more than that. We're going to be adding and subtracting on the abacus if you stick with me. All right. It gets better. But wait, there's more. Okay, so this is 6. After we do 6, right, then we have 7. These are all 7s. And then if you notice, every column is 7. How do I know? 5, 6, 7. And as we go through, these are all 7s. And then this is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what? We have 9. Well, okay, well that's very helpful. But what if we need to do 10? Well, 10, right? Now, when we start looking at it, we want to do our ones and our tens. Every column is a place value. We have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000. So we just counted, right? We counted 9, and then after 9 is 10. 10 looks like this. 10 just looks like that. We have our 1, 0, ones, and our tens. So now we can count by tens. We can count 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 100. So, since Jackie's the only one here, and Ethan, do we want to do some maze? Do you want to do a maze? We can do a maze. So let's do some reading of the abacus. Yeah? Are we ready? Are we ready? Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand. We're going to understand what? We're going to understand that I'm getting my stuff ready. Okay. Here's my maze. This maze is what we're going to do is we're going to do some bead recognition. What we're going to do, and we're going to read the abacus, right? And after we read the abacus, we will know where our path goes. So this is the maze, and this is where we start. So I don't know if you could see that. There you go. So I have that question. If you know, what number do we think that is? Well, now we have our tens. Now, if you remember, we have our tens and our ones, tens and ones. I'm going to put this back on just because it might be easier for you to look at, right? So I got my tens and my ones. And so when we do that, we go there. We'll go to the airport at night. I'm nervous. Don't be nervous. You'll be fine, Ethan. You'll be fine. It'll be fun. You've never been on an airplane before, Ethan? You know what I do when I go on an airplane and I just sleep. It's the greatest thing. There was like a super exciting time. Like my husband and I went to Europe, and it was so excited. I fell asleep on the tarmac. We didn't even lift off, and I was asleep on the tarmac. Okay, so what number do we think this is? This number is a 1 and a 0. 1 and a 0. I've been on planes before. Then why are you nervous? Don't be nervous. So my final answer is 10. So when I look, I'm just going to follow because my answer is here. So I'm just going to follow my box, right? My answer, my path. Here's my path, and then my final answer is this. So the final destination. Ha! I never watched that. I never watched horror movies, so I'm. I don't know what it's all about. So here we have our number. We have our tens and our ones, and when we look, we have one here, and then we have three. 1, 2, 3. What number? This is 13. So if I wrote it, maybe I should write it. Um, I need to find paper. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. I never watched Final Destination. All right, so maybe this will help. Maybe this will help. So if I have this number, right, and we have this, and then we have our 1 here and our 3 here. So our final answer is basically where all the characters try to cheat the death, I think. Yeah, I don't watch movies like that. I never did. So we have 1, if you can see that, right? 1, and then we have 3. That is what 13 looks like. So I'm going to follow my path and I'm going to move my stuff. So when I look, hey, good morning, Bill. Good morning, Riley. Welcome. How are you doing today? I hope you're well. You shouldn't you be at work? You're supposed to be at work. Today's Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. What are you doing here? You've missed, but I do realize you still need to work. Wait, yeah. Uh. Vacation. What? You be on vacation? You just started. That's a pretty good gig. All right. So I think it's just us. I mean, is there specific questions you wanted to is there specific questions you want to go through? We don't need to go through the maze because you have the maze, but we can do like other things. We could do adding, subtracting. Oh, if you wanted to do two-step equations, I don't know if Jackie's around, but we're going to continue on with two-step equations. Do you want to do that? I think I found a few. Oh, let me now. I gotta go find it. I gotta go find it. I'm in Red River. I don't know where Red River is. Is that in Colorado? Um, 20. Okay, good. Thank you, Ethan. Um, well, let's do some multiplication. It seems to be kind of quiet, and so Jackie doesn't seem like she's too mixed. Minus plus. Where are you? Mixed, minus, minus. I don't want to write it. All right, we can do that. Okay. Mm, okay. Okay. In New Mexico in the mountains. Okay. Oh, interesting. All right. So okay. I'm sorry. I was looking for my question data bank. But I don't have it. All right. So here we go. 24 times that by 3. So we have 24, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 digits, 1, 2, 3. And remember, we're going to do distributive property, right? Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so now we go. So what we do, when we do distributive property, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand we do this. We're going to do bite size. Remember, Ethan, bite size. Wait, are you leaving today, Ethan? No, right? You're leaving tomorrow? So remember, we're going to do 2 times 3 is equal to 6. 6 is a single digit, right? 6 is a single digit. So what we want to do is want to try to make it double digit today at night. Oh, wait, then why are you on TikTok? Shouldn't you be packing? You should be like packing and stuff. Or you got some time. All right. So we want to do is we want to make sure want to make it double digit. So we're going to do a 0 and a 6. So when we're looking, we do 0, 6, and all we got to do is add the 6. Again, when we add the 6, we know that we're going to move into the horizontal bar. The horizontal bar needs to touch, right? So it's too early to pack. Oh my goodness. So then our next question is 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 12, all we have to do is add the 1, add the 2, add the 1, add the 2. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. So my final answer is 72. 72. 72. I like that one. It was easy. Yeah. So yeah, I was trying to figure out all my questions and stuff. So here's a number. Here's a number. Let's do okay. 36 plus 65. Hey, Beal, do you have your abacus with you? I'm sorry, Riley. Now I have to change your name. So we have 30, right? We have 30 and we have 6. We're going to add the 6. When we add the 6, now what are we going to do? Yeah, but that's funny. So let's do this one together. So we have 36 on the abacus. We have 30, we have 6. And now we need to add 65. We had 60, and now we need to add the 5. How do we add the 5? We know when we add the 5, right? Plus the 5 is equal to plus the 10 minus 5. So we're going to plus the 10. So you can still call me Bill. I don't mind. Where did Bill come from? Is that just I don't know if that was just a thing. That was funny. See, it was funny because I had to remind myself that your name was Riley because I saw your name, and then I was like, no, but your name was still username was still Beal. So then I would be like, okay, I'm going to call you Beal because I don't want to be like, I don't want to, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, right? So I want to make sure I call you by your username. Okay, so we're going to add the 5. We're going to add the 5. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to do the 5 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 10. That's what I want to do first, right? The reason why is because it's easier to move. So I used to play. Oh, interesting. Beal came from the game I used to play. That's funny. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to minus the 5. When we minus the 5, and then what are we going to do? We're going to plus the 10. Oh, that's a 9. So then don't forget, we're going to minus the 5 and then plus the 10. We've already minus the 5, and now we need to plus the 10. So now, remember 10. 10 is a 1 and a 0. 1, 0. Can I add the 1 here? No, I can't. How do I add the 1? This is why it's a two-step equation. So now I'm going to put parentheses around this. Why? Because now what we're going to do is we're going to substitute. So what is this? If I want to plus the 1, what am I doing? Can I add the 1? No, I cannot add the 1. Right? And then we go through our formula. We go through our framework. Whoa, 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 whoa. We go through our framework. Can I add the 1? No, I can't add the 1. Can I add the 5? So if I look, can I add the 5? No, I cannot add the 5, right? So then what's going to happen? I go here. I'm going to add the 1. To add the 1 is plus the 10 minus the 9. Plus the 10 minus the 9. So all I have to do is plus the 10 minus the 9, plus the 10, plus the 10, minus the 9. I'm going to take away the 9. So my final answer is 101. Does that make sense? So what did we just do? Oh, equals minus the 9 plus the 10. So we did that, and it goes into here. Excuse me. So we did substitution. Oh, cool. How are we doing? Was that a good one? I like that one. So that is a two-step equation with 2 digits. And obviously 2 lines. We can do another one. Let me find another one. That was good. Yeah, I'm building my database. I'm building my question bank, and so here's another one. Okay, here's another one. Um, because it helps me build my workbooks. So after I do my minus tens, I'm going to do 2-step equations, and 2-step equations will be 2 digits. Yeah, it's going to be 2 digits. Okay, so here we go. We have 4 and then 9, 49. After 49, what do we do? Well, let me change, right? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the 5. We can add the 5, right? We can add the 5? Yes, we're going to add the 5. All right, now we got to add the 9, right? We're going to add this 9. When we add the 9, we know what? We know it's minus the 1 plus the 10. So what are we going to do? We're going to minus the 1 and then plus the 10. Minus the 1, so I'm going to take away the 1, and I'm going to add the 10. When I add the 10, remember adding a 10, right? Add a 1 and a 0. 1, 0. There's not enough to add the 1. So what do I need to do? I know when I add the 1, it's here. It's equal to minus the 9 plus the 10. So I minus the 9, and I plus the 10. So my final answer is 108. 108. Cool. Riley, so how long are you on vacation for? I think it's just the three of us. I don't know who else is here. um, how long is your vacation? Like a week, or is it just the day? I come back Thursday. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, it's kind of nice. And then you go back to work on Friday, or you go back to work on Thursday. Yeah, that's nice. It's always nice to get out. Yeah, Monday. Oh, you go back on Monday. That's interesting. Yeah. Uh, my husband's actually setting up our vacation, our camping trip. I got here late. I don't know how abacus works. Hey, Judd. Hey, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for commenting, letting me know that you're here. Because if not, I'd just be continuing on how to add and subtract and multiply. Oh, so let's do a review for Judd, if that's all right. We're going to do a review. So when we look, right, we have our one, two, three, four. And then after four, we have five. We have five, and then we have six, seven, eight, nine. Now, if you notice, this is nine. How do I know this is nine? Because I have five, six, seven, eight, nine. And then after nine, right, we have 10. You'll notice that I have my columns, my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000s. So when I look, I have 10, 1, and a 0. 1, 0. So if this is 10, I can do 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15. So after 15, I can do 16, right? Now I can count, and I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take out the 6. I'm going to make it 15. And now I can count by tens. 10, 20, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. This is 55, not 10. This is 10. Judd, did that make sense? Do you have any questions? I don't know if Judd's still here. Judd probably left. Okay. Oh, hey, you're still here. Ah, that's funny. Great. So the first thing we're going to do is there's a few things to also understand. The first thing to understand is I have this ones indicator. There's two. Do you see that there's one dot here and there's one dot here? So just like a Pokemon, I could choose this one over here. If I chose this as my ones, I'd have to move everything over and then everything would be like this. So it'd be my ones, my tens, and notice I don't have any more columns for my hundreds. So when I look, I have my 1, 2, 3, 4. That works exactly the same. However, if I chose this one over here, now my numbers can be a lot bigger because, size matters. So we have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. And when we are looking right now, I have more digits. And then I have my digits. I'm sorry, my decimals. So after my ones, it doesn't matter. Here, after my ones, I have my decimals. Or if I have my ones, I still have decimals. So this is still part of the system, right? This is still part of the how to count and stuff. So we have our numbers. This is the whole number, right? On the with the ones and the decimal, and then this is the decimals. So that's why we have our decimal that sits in between the ones and the tens. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand that the abacus is very easy to move. It's like a little rattle. But notice that because it's easy to move, you want to use your left hand to hold it down. And then what's going to happen is, let's say my question is this. This is 5. So this is all 5. And then if you do this, make sure you don't flick too hard. So don't flick too hard because your answer will be incorrect. And then when we're looking, right? What are we looking at? Oh, then the other thing is make sure you are happy when you do the abacus, right? You don't want to be aggressive. You want to be gentle. So what does that mean? Because this the way that the beads are, you want to make sure that the when you move the beads, you're at the edge of the bead, right? Because it's easy to move. Very easy to move, very easy to move. And so when you're looking at it, it's very, so you want to use your left hand to stabilize it and use your right hand to do calculations. So we can do some simple calculations like 4, we have 4, and then plus the 1. When we add the 1, gotta go, the deer. Oh, yeah, nice. Take pictures. Oh, yeah. See you later, Riley. I'll see you in my next live. Good to see you. So, Judd, did that make sense? So we have 9. When I do this number, what number do we think this is? If I have my tens and my ones, what number do we think this is? 29. Yes, exactly. It is 29. And so when we're looking, right, what we're doing is we're understanding how we're moving the beads. So when we just keep going, oh, thank you, eggplant. Welcome back. You're so silly. Okay, so we can do is we can go through the maze. And this maze is going to help us understand how to read the abacus some more. So I think I was over here. This number, if we look at this number, so the difference of this number is just this is the picture, right? And now we're at the maze. So if I did this and this, what number do we think that is? I was trying to do it earlier, but Jackie didn't comment. So I'm not sure if Jackie's still here. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, 11. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Judd. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna follow the abacus. We're gonna follow the maze, and we're gonna answer our questions. And every answer that we have is a path to follow. So when we're looking, right, we have this number. That's an easy number. I've done that number before, right? Because remember, I have my tens and I have my ones. So my tens and my ones, and then what number is that? Thank you, Judd. It is 8. So I'm going to take it down and I'm going to follow my path. And thank you, Franny. It is 8. Thank you so much for commenting. I'm so happy you're here. All right. So again, I have my ones. I have my ones and my tens. And if I had this as my tens and I put this as my ones, what number do we think this is? 16. Thank you, Janet. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you, Franny. Yes, thank you, Judd. So it is 16. Easy to do, right? So what we're doing is we're just learning how to read the abacus. The reason why is so then we can start, when we figure out how to read the abacus, then we can start doing some adding, subtracting. And depending on how class goes, we might be able to do some multiplication. But I'm not sure. So this number, if I have my ones and my tens, what number? Oh, we know this one, right? 6. That was easy. That was too easy. So then we have this one. All right, so we're going down and we're over here. So when we're looking, we have my ones, I'm sorry, ones and our tens. So I have my tens and I have my ones. And what number do we have that? Oh, where is this? This is, what are we doing? We're doing this book right here. Thank you, Judd. Yes, Franny, it is 29. 29. These are 2, and then this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, hey, surfing. Welcome, welcome. So that's 29. So we're going to go up to here, and that's 29. And what are we doing? So we have our tens and our ones. If I have my 5 at the top, right, and I add the 1, and then I have the 5 at the top, what number is that? 65. Yes, thank you, Judd. Thank you, Franny. Yes, 65. Thank you, Anne. 65. How do I know? Because I have a 5 and a 6 in my tens. And then I have a 5, right? Easy. Thank you, Janet. Okay, and then 65 takes me up to here. And then when I clear my abacus, I can have room to put in this number. I have my tens, which is over here, and then I have my ones, which is over here. And I have, what number do I have? 28. Thank you, Judd. Thank you, Franny. So I have 20. 1, 2. Thank you, surfing. And N. Thank you. 5, 6, 7, 8. And so what we're doing is we're just following the path. 28 goes down to here. And we have this number. What number is this? We have our 10s. Excuse me. And then our 1s. Franny says 63. Good job. Good job, Anne. Okay, good, right? Makes sense? Oh, good, Judd. Yeah. So we have 63. We have 5, 6, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. 63. And we have this. Oh, that's too easy. That's a very easy question. That's easy to know, right? Because we started it. What number is that? 1. It is 1. Thank you, Franny. Thank you, Judd. Thank you, Sophie. And our final answer. Oh, yeah. So we're just about done. So the next thing we're going to do, and what number do we have that? 50. Yes, thank you. It is 50 because it's a 5 and a 0. Thank you, Ethan. 5 and a 0. Thank you, Surfing. Thank you, Judd, and thank you, Franny. Right? 5 and a 0. So when we're looking, so we know how to read the abacus, right? If we know how to read the abacus, again, this is my abacus maze book. And what we're doing is here, we're just learning how to read the abacus. And this is a what I call a reverse maze. So this reverse maze is that I give you the path, right? And what you're trying to do is you're trying to color in the beads that are here. So when we're looking, this is 40, 54. So then you color in 54. Then you go to the next box and you have 96. You color in 96. And then you go to the next box and you have 29 and you add 29. And then you go to the next path and you over here you have to color in 17. So this is what I call a reverse maze, and I give you instructions how to do it. And that's it. Of course you can. Of course you can. What is going on, Surfing? Hopefully it's a question about abacus, and that's all I ask. Please have it be a question about abacus of some sort of arithmetic. Why are you using two columns that you're using? That's a fantastic question. That is a fantastic question. So if you notice, I have these dots. Do you see there's dots over here? These dots are my ones indicator. I have two. So if I choose like a Pokemon and I choose this one, then what I would do is I would have my ones over here. And then I can have my ones, my tens, then I don't have any more hundreds over here. So now I can sit and I'll have my decimal. My decimal sits here, and then these would be my tens, hundreds, and so forth. When I'm looking, right, when I'm looking over here, the decimals are over here. But if I decide to choose, I can choose this one, right? And it will still be my ones. And I still have my decimals. My decimal sits between the ones and the tenths and the hundreds. So when I look, I have my ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, and the 10,000. Okay, great. Yeah. So when we're looking, that's why I do this. It'd be 2,000. So we can do 2025, like the year. I've been watching for a while, Franny. While ordering the answer, what book do you suggest first? Franny, here's a question for you before I answer that. Is it for you or is it for a young child? Because I have a few books. The bead recognition would be kind of nice if you're wanting to do more bead recognition for adults. I started this one just because some people were very interested. It is for me, so if you want to do more bead recognition, this kind of intrigues you. I have 26. I believe I have 26. I have a fair amount of mazes to go through. And this is all just about bead recognition. So if you're interested in doing bead recognition only, then this would be the bead. But to continue on to doing adding and subtracting, I would suggest to go straight into how to add a five. Oh, thank you, surfing. Have you too. I hope to see you in my next live. So this is what we're going to do next is we're going to understand how to make a five. The reason why we're going to make a five is because we need to utilize. So it depends on like your pace. Does that make sense, Franny? So if it was easy for you to do the maze, then you and if it's easy for you to do the maze, you might want to go into how to add and subtract. It is up to you. Some people are a little, depending on your pace, some people want to continue on solidifying their understanding to read the abacus. This is 2 digits. I'm going to go into 3 digits, 4 digits, and then I have 5 digits with 2 decimals. um, and then what would happen is you would go into how to simply move, and then you can go into adding and subtracting. So you might, if you can keep up, you might want to start with the +5, because we're going to go through and understand how to move the beads. So it is up to you. um, it is up to you. This one I think is too young. Some people do buy it for themselves, but this one was meant for children that are 3, 4, and 5. And this is where we started. I don't know if you were here with that. I started here where this is just recognizing the beads to the number. And this was just like a hide and seek kind of a thing. I've seen your live when you're addition and subtracting. That's when I get lost. So you might, well, okay, okay, but you understand how to read the abacus. I think it might be, then you might want to be able to do this one. We can do this one. If you want to look through it, I can go through it with you. So here, what I do is I talk about number line. Thank you for teaching me about the. I'm gonna go, but I'll be back in a minute. Oh, thank you, Judd. Thank you, Judd. Thank you for joining. I do appreciate all the comments and the questions. It's very helpful when I can get like conversations. And I didn't mean to be picking on you, but it was really nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Franny, so it's up to you. We can start with this, and start off, small. So when I do it in my other lives, I kind of jump through, but the book is a little bit more sequential. And we go through, this is how we do the number line, if you remember how to do number lines. And this was just to show the difference between um, abacus and mainstream math. And I wanted to have the kids to understand. So this is like a step by step. So this is like the second page. It's like page 6. And as we go through, again, it goes through slowly, one thing at a time. You know what I mean? So maybe this would be the better one to start off with, is the +5. And then here is how to make a 5. And I relate it to the cats in the tree, right? If I always have 5 cats, what are ways to talk about it? And so this was a way to get the kids to understand. And then I have word problems. And then after the word problems, again, we start talking about the missing cats. And after the missing cats, if there's only 3 cats, how many cats are missing if I need the total of 5? And then as we go through, we get the number bonds. But I do that just to show the difference, just to show a different way of looking at how the numbers are related. And then we go into how to add a 4. I don't know if that's your pace. And so this might be better. And then here I have it where I have the questions. Hey, Copper, I was just going through my book. Um, I'm on early. Actually, I was on late. I'm trying to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock at night. I'm trying to do it twice a day. Because I feel like I need to practice a little bit more. So, Franny, I don't know if that made sense. And then when we look, I'm a teacher. I'm very familiar with number lines. Oh, okay. So then, okay, number bonds, number lines. Okay, okay. What grade are you teaching? Oh, what grade are you teaching? Mornings are better for me. Yeah, yeah, that's good. It's just the 3 of us. It's just the 6 of us. So, Franny, what grades? K to 2. I'm a math major and I teach K to 2. Are you planning to teach abacus? Because that would be the greatest thing. And so when we're adding, right, you know how to make a 5. When we make a 5, then we know how to do an exchange. Did that make sense to you? We can review this. And so this was just, sample questions. I think that would be cool, so cool. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Because I'm trying to figure out a few things. I was going to build out a curriculum until my sleep schedule gets messed up again. Ah, Copper. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, especially if you don't have right sleeping. Okay, so can you explain the formula section? Yes, yes. So where the owl is, right here. Yep. So what's going to happen is, what I did was I wanted to use the cats in the tree, right? The cats in the tree is what's going to help us. The question starts off with, let's do a better question. Let's do 3. So what's going to happen is, when I have 3, my question will always be, do I have enough? Right? do I have enough beads to add the 4? There's not enough to add the 4. So that's where you go to the cats in the tree. You go to the cats in the tree. I'm sorry, I'm reading that. I Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. Oh, sorry. So we're going back to here. 4. If we don't have enough to be, we don't have enough, right? We only have one bead to add. So what we need to do is we need to look at this 5, right? When I'm teaching children, I just teach them the formula. But for adults, I want to understand why am I using it. So now I have 3. If I did if I did 3, I have 3, but oh, sorry. I have 3, but I have 1 nickel. This nickel is worth enough to, but I need change back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my nickel. You have the 5, and that's too many. Yes, that's exactly. So I'm going to take it away. So it's the same concept with the 5 and the bead. So 5, and then we take away the 1. So my final answer is 7. What we're doing is we're adding some formulas, right? So it's the same thing. We could do the 2. We have 2 on the abacus. If I have 2 on the abacus, again, I don't have enough beads to add the 2, right? So I have 2 on the abacus. I'm sorry, I don't have enough beads to add the 4. When I add the 4, I have enough money. I can give you my 5 cents, but that's too much. I just need to remove the 1 bead. So yeah, I use the money for adults, right? I use money for the adults, but the kids don't necessarily need it. You know what I mean? So when I'm teaching, I just tell them go to the cats in the tree, grab 4 cats, and 1 cat runs away. Then the kids will kind of understand that, right? They don't really understand the money part. So I wouldn't introduce money just yet, maybe until first grade, or you already know. So I don't use money when I explain the cats in the tree. I use the cats in the tree because I thought it was funny because I remember in the Incredibles, Mr. Incredible was saving a kitten from a tree, and so I kind of you can use that as a storyline. You know what I mean? And cats like trees. I don't know why, but the cats like trees, and so you can do it again. So we have the 1, and then we add the 4. When we add the 4, there's not enough. So if I did 3, right? If I did 3, that's what I would do. How do I know? Because it's 2. The 2 and the 3 will always be a pair, no matter what. The 2 and the 3 will always be a pair. Go back to the other one. So you can't be 2 up. It's got to be 1, right? Because the 1 and the 4 is the same. I'm sorry. The 1 and the 4 are the pairs, right? The 1 and the 4 are pair. It will always be this. So you add the 4. So if I did 1 and I want to add the 4, so if I did 2 and I add the 4, I go to the cats in the tree. I go to the cats in the tree, I grab 4 cats. I go to the cats in the tree, I grab 4 cats. 1 cat runs away. 1 cat runs away. So my final answer is 6. It's always about the add in, it's never about the result. Right? It's never about the result. Always look at the add-in. Can I add it? And this is where this is where it's different from elementary school math. And I understand that because I have a teacher friend that's a second grade teacher and he wants to introduce abacus to his class. But the problem is he has to change his mind a little bit, right? So it's not how do you make a 6? It's can I add a 4? Always, can I add a 4? Can I add a 4? So when we're looking, right, we can do 3. Can I add a 3? Right? Let's start from the top. Let's start from the top. If I start from the top and I add the 1, can I add the 3? Yes, I can add the 3. So all I got to do is move the 3 beads, right? And then what I do, I can add the 2. Can I add, I have 2. Can I add 3? No. So I have my money. I don't have enough beads to add. I don't have enough beads to add 3, but I have a nickel. If I have a nickel, I'm going to give you my nickel and I'm going to take away 2. So I add the 5 and I take away the 2. And you could do it again with the 6. I'm sorry, with the 3, right? I say 6 because, we know this as adults, right? Because we've memorized this. But when we're looking at it in the abacus world, we want to look at the three. Can we add the three? So if I have three and I want to add another three, so I have three, I want to add another three, but I don't have enough. I only have this nickel. Okay, I found my book. Yeah. No, I mean we can go through it some more. And then this is the yeah, and then also what I did do is I did add simple, which means there's no you yes, you do have to change your thinking a little bit. You have to just so you know, this book was meant for kids. It wasn't meant for adults, right? So this specific book is only talking about how many ways to plus the 5. Just so you know, right? And so when we're looking, I have extra problems for you to use. So you can go through if you're a teacher. TPT might have this. I'm not sure. I have to check. I'm trying to make sure that I have all the products all over the place. If you want the book, you can purchase the book, or if you want, you can purchase the downloadable. It's up to you. I haven't, I'm not organized enough yet to figure out. Yeah, I'm there. I'm there as well on TPT. Learning with Lynette is my what am I doing? Learning with Lynette is my thing, is my store. I didn't write it. And you'll see if you look, there's other people that do abacus as well, but they don't make it like this, like interactive. Oh, sorry. So that's my TPT store. But I do have my website. I'm not sure. I was trying to. I think I called it like making the five or whatever. I couldn't figure out because I was trying to figure out how to make it more mainstream. And so here's a question for you when you're looking, what would you look for? See, abacus curriculum is very different. Abacus curriculum is very different than mainstream math. You're very welcome. Oh, so before I forget, right? So we have it here, every number, we go through each number, we go through each add-in. As we go through each add-in, then I have problems that goes with it. And so this is just more practice questions. I have a word problem, and I think it'd be nice for the kids to go through the word problem. And then here is the hidden word. And then again, this is all focused on taking away the 5 or adding the 5, right? And then we have word problems and mazes. And there should be answers in the back. But obviously, this is only adding, right? Oh, answers in the back. These are answers in the back, right? But so just so you know, after you add, you need to know how to subtract, right? And that's why I broke this one up because I felt like this is was for kids. And so what I did is I have a more it's the same concept but just different. So this will be the second book. This is the -5 with who. And what we're going to do, right? It is very different. Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate that, right? Because subtraction is easy to see on the abacus. Because when we're looking, we have 8, right? And we want to take away the 4. We want to minus the 5. So what we're doing is we're going to minus the 5 and plus the 1. So we're going to minus the 5 and then plus the 1. So if you look, this is a number pattern that we're seeing. We added the 4, we take away the 4. We add the 4, we take away the 4. So the kids will actually see the number pattern and it'll be easy for them. So much so that they will start to internalize it and they'll just start to move the beads on their own. You know what I mean? Whereas for us, I still got to think about it. Oh, I need to add the 4. I'm going to do this. Oh, I need to minus the 4. I got to do that. Because it's all dependent on this minus the 5. When we're looking, right? And then after that, it'll be the plus tens. And then after the tens is the minus tens. So I try to break it up logically. There was this one person who was like, well, your font is very big. I was like, yes, because this is for kids. This was meant for a kid's book, right? Because I know how big they write. Where is my? I have my one student, and they write very big. This is the minus the tens, and I was giving him a little prototype. And here we do minus the 10 is equal to minus the right. So that's why I was like, apparently the person that was commenting that my font is big doesn't realize how big their kids write. So I mean, I understand when I create the adult book is it's going to be smaller font, but don't forget I'm also like zoomed in too, right? So so that's what it is. So we have the this would be um the progression. I try to number them. Book one, book two, book three, and book four. I have to do the. We have to teach them to write smaller. That's if they're strong enough to write smaller. Oh, and that was a cool thing about the book. This one, I added some cutting, and so they answered the question here, and then they would have to find the petal that goes to the bud. This one is not on TPT yet because I'm still trying to catch up with all the stuff that I have. I do have a more like cutting activities because I felt like that they needed to practice their motor skills. There's another one that I have where the sorting. I have sorting. Um, it's a sorting where you have a bunch of numbers and you have a basket and you just match the basket. I don't know if I have a picture of it. But yeah, there's a sorting one, and I try to be a little bit more children specific. So yeah, they love sorting. Yeah, and so I try to be more children's because we don't have this in abacus. Our abacus questions that we have are very boring and very not very interactive. And here is an example of an older book that I found. If I can find it, I can't find it. I don't know. I can't find it right now. But it's just a bunch of questions, and it's fine. But the kids, I don't think, are interested in just a bunch of questions. I can't find it. Okay, it's lost. All right, that's okay. Maybe it's over here. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So in abacus word in the abacus world, this is what we teach them, and this is how we teach them. And I'm like, what? Oh yeah, I am on Amazon. My name is Lynette. Hello. My full name is Young. Yeah, yeah. So my books are, and I like the Amazon books because if it gets dirty, you can clean them. You can clean the cover. But yeah, and then but that's me. Thank you. I've been teaching abacus for about 20 plus years now, and right now I'm actually in the process of trying to make it more mainstream. And so I was wondering, like, Franny, here's a question: why are we teaching the children how to make a five? No, thank you. I appreciate your comments and your interaction. Hey, TikTok, welcome. Hey, Talk, hello. Um, Here's a question for you. Why are we teaching kids how to make a five? I don't know. Hey, Talk, I see you. Franny, I'm not sure. Why do we teach the kids how to make a five? I know why we do it in abacus, right? To utilize the top beat. But I don't know why do we make a five. That's one of the pillars. How to make a five and how to make a 10. Making a 10 in the mainstream math makes sense to me, but making a five does not make sense to me in mainstream math. Okay. All right. That's okay. How are we doing, Atok? It's just you and me. I think Ethan is packing up somewhere. He's supposed to be packing. He's supposed to be leaving. You should leave. Abacus is five base? No, abacus is not five base. Abacus is a 10 decimal, just like our numbers. Our numbers is decimal is decimals, right? It's a 10 base. So because it goes up to 9. Five base only goes up to 5, but we actually go up to 10. It's easier to go up by 5 than 2, 3, and 4. Huh. Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's because it's easier, but there's not a specific reason. Okay. That's interesting. I'm waiting on for multiplication. We can do that now. Franny, are you okay with some multiplication? Um, oh, that's interesting. Just because it's easier. Okay, okay. Sure. Okay, cool. We will do some multiplication. I'll watch. It'll be easy. This one was a good one. So the first thing we're gonna do is understand where are we gonna put our question. You're gonna be amazed at how easy it is. I don't know if you've seen the abacus when I did multiplication. So here is the question. The question is 24 times that by 3. Again, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing distributive property. What does that mean? Distributive property means we're going to break this up. Now, before I do it, abacus is always about breaking up into manageable chunks. And so what we're going to do is we're going to figure out where is our answer going to be. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Remember, I start here because that's where my ones place is. So now what I do is I'm going to do 3 times 2. Now, in abacus world, we do 2 times 3 is equal to 6. In mainstream, we do 20 times 3. We don't need to do this. Base 5 helps with place values and math. Base 5 also helps with place value and pattern recognition. I guess. I guess. Um, yeah, I don't know. That one is a. I can understand that it's easier to go up by 5. Okay, sorry. Um, I get lost in thought sometimes. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our 6 a 2-digit, right? Just like when we do time. So my time is 9:06, or we can do your time, which is I don't know 10:06, or we could do 11 right 06, or whenever we do dates, it's taught more quickly, but base 10 is way more common. Yeah, yeah, I know why base 10 because we do a lot of carrying on and borrowing and so forth, and so we can. But the 5 was always like we never take it to the next step. But in abacus, right? In abacus world, we take it to the next step, and to abacus, it's a very logical thing. But in mainstream math, it doesn't make sense. So just as we have a 2-digit month, which is 5, a 2-digit day, which is what 07, and then a 2-digit year 25, right? We want to make our numbers 2 digits. That's why we have a 0. So when we're looking, right, 1, 2, 3, we remember 6, right? We're going to make it 2 digits is a 0 and a 6. We add the 6. And then what are we going to do? The next number we're going to do is 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is equal to 12. The question is 12. The answer is 12. Can I add a 12? Can I add 12? Can I add 1 and a 2? Yes, I can add 1 and then I add 2. So then my final answer is 72. Uh, wait, why does this work? Hello, user 397. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so funny. I just enjoy when you guys are just like, wait a minute. All right. So, how are we doing it? The reason why is because we break it up into manageable chunks. And because we see the abacus, it's easy to see as we go through. Notice when we said 2 times 3 is equal to 6, 6 is over here. 6 is here. When you put it on the abacus, it tracks your numbers. It doesn't matter what you do with the 0. You just make sure you understand your multiplication fact. So that's the beauty thing about abacus. Abacus helps you track your numbers. You just need to put it and just understand. When we need to add the 12, we add the 1, we add the 2, we add 1. Is there enough to add the 1? Again, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to understand when you have 60, right? My question is, can I add a 1? Is there enough beads to add the 1? Oh, sorry, wrong one. Can I add the 1? Yes, we can add the 1. Then we need to add the 2. When we add the 2, is there enough to add the 2? Yes, there is enough to add the 2. I'm confused why we're adding when we're multiplying. We are adding is multiplying. Multiplying is fast addition. So what we're doing is we are just like if we did this, right? If we did 24 times that by 3, when we do this first, right? We do 12, and then we got to do this. We do 0, 6. So then we still add here. We still need to add 72. Multiplication is fast addition. Yes. Thank you, ATOC. Right? Makes sense. I got confused. When we brought the abacus. Division is just multiplication. It is, but reverse. And abacus shows you that way. Thank you, L Kukuyu LOL. I don't even know how to. When we did it on the abacus. Oh, right. So the abacus just tracks it, right? So when we figure out our product, we have our 6. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add another product. We add the other product and we add 12. We add 1 and we add 2. And my final answer is 7. So we still do the adding on the abacus. We don't we What we do on the abacus is we calculate our multiplication facts. You need to know your multiplication facts. And then we add it on the abacus because all that abacus does is it just tracks your numbers. It doesn't do any other calculating. It's your brain that does it. The abacus just makes you see the numbers better. And that's why it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. Did that make sense, Franny? Okay. So what about multiplying 3-digit number? Well, let's do it. Let's do it. It's the same thing. The process is still the same. So 3-digit. Okay. So we use 3-digit. It's I don't know. I need it. I'm sorry. I just blanked. Let's do 675 times that by 4. You helped me with in math. Okay, great. Thank you, Lance. I hope Abacus helps. Okay. So we could do it again. What we're gonna do is okay, sorry. What we're going to do is we're going to figure out our starting point, right? We need to figure out, oh, that's even better. 46. Okay, got it. 46. So now we're in the 5 digits. Because we're 5 digits, I can't use my 7 columns. I'm going to use 13, my 13 column one. The reason why is because now I have more space. When we look, again, what we're going to do is we're going to do um, distributive property. Distributive property is the key to abacus, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we have 5. We're going to count 5. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's see if I have enough paper for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is equal to 24, 24, right? Is that right? So I add my 2, I add my 4. And what do I do now, right? What's my next distributive property? I do 4 times 7. 4 times 7 is equal to 28. 28. I add my 2, I add my 8. I add 2. Okay, remember how to add the 2 here? Can I add the 2? No, I cannot add the 2. What do? I know I can utilize the 5. So if I need to add the 2, I wonder. Wait, you know what? Let me redo that. Let me redo that. Let me see if I can write it out at the same time. So here is my question. 6, 7, 5. And I'm not ready for this. No, you are. You are. Right? Okay, that's my question. So let's see if we can do it again. So we did 6 times 4 is equal to 24. So we add 20, we add 4. And then, what am I going to do? I want to do I have enough? I want to add, now I got to do 4 times 7. 7 times 4 is equal to 28. Now, when I look at it, right, I want to add 20 and 8. Sorry, I want to add 28. Right now I have 24. I want to add 28. I want to add the 2. Do I have enough beads to add the 2? No, I don't. So do you remember our formula to add the 2? Remember our formula to add the 2? Yes, Jalen, yes. Plus the 5 minus the 3. So I'm going to plus the 5, right? That's what I'm going to do here. Plus the 5, oh, you can't see it, minus the 3. So I'm going to plus the 5 minus the 3. And then I'm going to add the 8. So I add the 8. No, not yet. No, not yet. Yeah, plus the 5 minus the 3. Because you always got to go to the 5 first. So then what's next? Then we do 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is equal to 20. That's what we're doing. I'm lost. Okay. It's because, here, I want to add the 2 and I want to add the 0. So I add the 2 here. It's different because, the 5 will help you to really solidify your numbers. So we add the 2, what do? Plus the 2 is equal to plus the 10, which 397 said. 3976, okay. Plus the 10 minus the 8. So we're going to plus the 10 minus the 8. And then I have the 0. Now what are we going to do? We got to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're over here. We do 6 times 6. 6 times 6. Let's do 6 times 6. 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is equal to 36. So I add my 3. I add my 6. I add my 3. Now here, if you look, I have 270. I add my 3. Is there enough to add 3? No. So what do? Plus the 3 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 7. Plus the 10 minus the 7. And then I add the 3. I'm sorry, I add the 6. What's next? 6 times 7. 6 times 7 is 42. I add 4. I add 2. I add 4. There's not enough beads to add the 4. What do? I cannot add the 5. So what's my next one? Plus the 10 plus 4 is equal to plus the 10 minus 6. Plus the 10 minus the 6, and then plus the 2. And then 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is equal to 30, plus the 3 plus the 0. I'm sorry, plus the 3 plus the 0 plus the 3. When I look at my abacus, can I add the 3? No, I cannot add the 3. So what's another way to add the 3? Plus 3 is equal to plus 5 minus 2, plus the 5 minus the 2. So my final answer is 31,050. That's what my answer is. There was a few things in this question. There was a 5, a 10, another 10, another 10, and another 5. So these are all formulas that we work through before we get to multiplication. But that's the difference between curated questions and questions that just come up. That's what I try to do. My questions that I go through, I try to curate them so it's easy for you to understand. Oh, user 397, did you see my email? You bought an abacus from my website? No, not yet. Okay. Because I was missing the shipping. So I can't ship it to you. I don't know your address. So let me know and then I can ship it out. Um, yeah, I think that's what it was. I gotta figure out that automation because I was supposed to get an address, but this is the second time. So I gotta go back and I gotta fine tune my operations a little bit. Is your website the same? My website is my link in my bio, and I give you a reference sheet for free if you sign up. But it is my link in my bio. Oh yeah. So I give you a reference sheet that looks like this, and um, and it's for free. And I think I have an activity that goes with it. But it talks about how to read the abacus. I call it big brain notes, and I have like 2 digits, right? My link is in my bio. Thank you guys. Thank you. But I hope that helps. Yeah. Yeah. Multiplication is it's a little bit more advanced. Atalk, are you still around? Jalen, are you around? Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so it is you. Okay, good. I'm still gonna call you user 397 because I want to make sure your anonymity is still you know what I mean? So yeah. So okay, good, thank you. And I'll get that shipped out today. Indeed, yeah. Yeah, I try to call by usernames. I don't unless you tell me your name, I don't want to I will call you 397. Okay, Franny. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Franny. Let me know if you have any more questions or any comments or any problems. Oh, and don't forget if I'm not on TikTok if you want more videos, it's all the videos I have on TikTok is also on YouTube. It's in my link in my bio as well. Yeah, the lives. I'm thinking I'm gonna re-upload my lives to YouTube, and it's just a bunch of like me going through the same thing, which is just adding, subtracting, multiplication, division. Ah, thank you. Okay, Franny, I'll see you later. Thanks for dropping by. I'm very happy that you were able to understand. Yeah. Okay. How are we doing? I think it's just you and me. I don't know if Jalen's here anymore. Uh, and Atalk. I think Atalk left. Oh, Jalen, you're here. Okay, good. So, what do we want to do? Do you want to do more multiplication, or we want to go back to some? Oh, I found some two-step problems. We can do some two-step problems. Those are always fun. We can do the adding. I have to find my subtraction one. Oh, I found it. I found my subtraction two-step problems. Oh, cool. Okay. what do we want to do? Do you want to do some adding, or you want to do some subtracting, or what shall we do? Because you guys have been here for a while, you already know my little spiel and all my little soundboards. uh, what do we want to do? Do you want to do some adding and subtracting, or do you want to do some multiplication? I'm just looking at my questions. I'm just looking at some questions to see what I am. Minus the 5, but that's not mixed. That one's not mixed. Is that mixed? That's not mixed. 29. I like them, okay, but I also learned from trying whatever it be else. Okay, we can. Oh, okay. Let's try this. Let's do some subtraction, because we don't do enough subtraction. So here, our question is, 34 take away 29. We have 34, right? And we take away 29. We take away 1. No, we take away 2. We got to take away the 2. So we're going to take away the 2. And then we minus the 9. Minus the 9 is what? AI TikTok God. Welcome. Thank you so much for sharing my live. It's so funny. All right. What are we doing? We got to do. Oh, Jalen. Okay. So now the question is, they are, blessing is what I do. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. We want to add the 9, Jalen. We want to add the 9. When we add the 9, what are we going to do? We need to minus the 9 is equal to what? Minus the 10 and then plus the 1. So when we're going to minus the 10, we know, right? Take away the 10. Take away 1, take away 0. And now we need to add the 1. When we add the 1, what can we do? We need to add the 1 here. So how do you add the 1? We need to plus the 1. Excuse me. When we add the 1, what do we do? Thank you. Plus the 5 minus 4. So we're going to plus the 5 minus the 4. So my final answer is 5. So what did we just do? We took our minus 5, our minus 10 formula here. We substituted this information with this information. So it goes into here. Yeah? Does that make sense? So we can do another one. Let's do 36. 36 minus 36. No, not 36. 33. 33. 33 minus 26. Minus 20 minus 6. So when we are looking, we have 33. Take away 20. Take away 2. Take away 6. Minus the 6. Minus the 6 is what? We're going to write minus 6 is equal to plus 4 minus 10. Or minus the 10 plus the 4. We could do minus the 10 plus the 4. So we minus the 10, 1, 0. And then we need to plus the 4. To plus the 4, right, we're going to need to plus the 4. Plus the 4 is plus the 5. Excuse me. Plus the 5 minus 1. Yeah, right? Easy? Plus the 5 minus 1. So what it is you take every number to its to its what? To its destination, to its fruition, to its, I don't know what you say, to its completion. Take one number to its completion, right? So if we can complete it, then we're done. If we can't complete it, then how do we keep going till we can complete it? So I think that's what it is. Take a number to completion. And then we can do like, what else? I mean, it can go into like harder not harder, but bigger numbers, right? And it's easy because it's that one number that that you need to understand. So if we did this one, 348 minus 902, right? Because the numbers get bigger doesn't mean anything. The numbers get bigger. What we learned with the formulas and everything is now scalable. So if I have 348, and then what do? I take away 119, take away 9. To take away the 9, right? If I use my isolator, take away the 9. To take away the 9 is what? Minus the 9 is equal to minus the 10 plus 1. So I'm going to minus the 10 plus the 1. Minus the 10. 1, 0. Now I need to plus the 1. What did we do? We know that if we want to plus the 1, it's equal to plus the 5 minus 4. So I'm going to plus the 5 minus the 4. And then I'm going to take away the 2. When I take away the 2, is there enough? Yep, there is. So I'm just going to do that. So my final answer is 156. And that was a two-step equation. The two-step equation happened, right? Where did it happen? It happened right here. And then the plus 10 or the minus 10 is the carrying over. So when we're looking at it, this is how mainstream math would be. Yeah. Any questions? I do like this. This is nice. Because then I can, oh, that's brilliant. I could do that. I can make it a three-step. I can make it a three-digit, 3 digits. And I can make the in the middle. And then, so I got it. I'm glad I learned division. I remember. That was hilarious. Oh my gosh. That's right. I remember. Thank you for reminding me. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Ethan. We will do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Easy. So what we're going to do first, we're going to do 4, 5, 6 on our abacus, right? And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do 7. When we add the 7, let's do this. I want to add the 7, right? To add the 7 is what? Is there enough to add the 7? No. 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus 3. And plus the 10 minus the 3. That's what we did here, right? And then we do this one. We plus the 8. Plus the 8 is what? 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus 2. Plus the 10 minus the 2. Minus the 2, right? Plus the 10 minus the 2. Plus the 10 minus the 2. Can you take away the 2? How do we take away the 2? minus the 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3, right? Minus the 5 plus the 3. And then we have this one, 9. 9 is not enough. I cannot add the 9. So what do? Plus the 9 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 1. 9 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 1. Plus the 10 minus the 1. So my final answer is 1,245. Hey, Geoff, it's going. Jeff, it's going. It's going. Just doing some adding and subtracting. Catching Jalen up to speed with the adding and subtracting. Yeah, it's easier to see the 2 digits, right? So, but yeah, the 2 digit here, the 2-step was right here. That was the 2-step. That was a very good question, Ethan. Because right here, and it's always about the numbers, like what numbers go with what numbers. All right, how are we doing? We all right? Any other questions? You want to do one more? We can do. I don't know what 3x plus 1 is. Oh, hey, Reeves, welcome. Thank you so much for the heart me, Reeves. Okay, here's another one. We can do 44 5 minus 29 2. Nice to see you. Mathing it up. Thank you so much, Reeves. All right. So we're going to do 445. Right? That's 445. Now what are we going to do? We're going to take away 200. Is there enough to take away 200? Yes. We're going to take away 200. And then we're going to we're going to minus the 9. Is there enough beats to minus the 9? No. So what do? Oh, look, right? Minus the 9 is what? Minus the 9 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 1. See how it's different, but yet the same. So what we're showing is the difference between adding the 9 or taking away the 9. All we're doing is changing the operation. So we're going to minus the 10 and plus the 1. Now remember here, when we add the 1, we cannot add the 1. So we need to find our formula. Plus the 1 is equal to plus the 5 minus 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to plus the 5 minus the 4. And then, can we take away the 2? No, we can't take away the 2. So what do? Take away the 2 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 3. So minus the 5 plus the 3. So my final answer is 153. 153. Jeff, what grade level? What grade level? Grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. Maybe 4, pushing 5. But this is just, I only do arithmetic. I only do adding, subtracting, multiplication, division. And so it's a lot about the younger grades. And then we also do, multiplication, division. But we don't do that too often. Because everybody's still talking about that. What about 10? What, grade 10? I'm not sure what that means. What about the 10? I don't know what that means. The 10th grade? I don't do 10th grade. You could do abacus. If you need to do arithmetic in 10th grade, then that's fine. But I don't do algebra or calculus or whatever. Jeff is waiting for Reeves to do lives. Yeah, if you're looking for like algebra, there's Reeves. Oh, calc and tutor. Yep. I know a person that does trig as well. So if you're looking for, oh, sorry, I know a person that's been doing algebra, like 1 and 2, and geometry and trig and so forth. I've been looking for somebody to talk to. Somebody, I teach up to calc and tutor. I've been looking for somebody to talk to. I don't know who you're talking to. So I should stop fidgeting. I fidget too much. Okay, so that's about it. Jalen, are you still around? I think Jalen left. Just doing math is vague. Looking for an audience that wants to learn something. I'm still here. Looking for an audience that wants to learn something. Want to do lives. I have to go, but I appreciate the quick lesson. Yeah, not a problem, Jalen. Not a problem. You know what? Let me know if you have any more questions. I don't know what to say. You know what, Reeves? Do it. You're thinking too much. Just turn it on and do a question. Just turn it on, right? Just go on live and just start with a question. And you will build your foundation. You will build your introduction. You will build your, but you gotta just start. So when I first started, I was going through my workbooks, right? And then slowly I started building out. Uh, Thanks for the encouragement. Yeah. I mean, you can think I'm gonna be real, and I'm not gonna be nice. You can think all you like, but you won't know who your audience is until they find you. So you don't know who your audience is until they find you. But to find you, you need to go live. You know what I mean? Like you guys. Like you guys. You guys. Like I didn't even know adults would be interested in abacus, right? But I have to think about I didn't even know. I didn't even know people are like interested in like um I didn't even know. I didn't even know. I'm still building. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm still building, but nobody's going to know you exist until you go live. People, they talk about posts and stuff. I find a lot more interaction with my abacus. I'm sorry, with my live. I want to learn abacus for myself and teach my children. Yeah, yeah. I live vicariously through my boys. They all know how to use the abacus, and so that's the great. If you can do it, 397, that'd be fantastic. It'd be fantastic. Because we need more people to learn how to use the abacus and teach it. But for Reeves, you don't know what to say. Neither did I. You practice. In order to practice, you need to talk. You need to talk. You need to be there. You need to turn on your live and just start doing it. I love that you have a hands-on. Yeah. You could do it too. I mean, you get a document camera, you have a document camera. Maybe do no, there is no maybe. Just do it. Do it. What is it? Starsky and Hutch. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Just do it. Do it. Do it. You know what I mean? No, I appreciate you. And we're all very different and we all teach very different. But nobody's going to know the way you teach until you just do it. Do it. You got to just do it. You just got to do it. Because if you don't do it, then nobody's going to know. And you'll find your voice. I'm not saying I found mine yet, but you'll find your voice. I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't know, how to talk to the districts and stuff. Do it or do not. There is no tay. There is no tay. I feel so stinking awkward. Be brave. You know, you know what? You know what? You know what? Here, here. What can I do? I am going to, let's see if I can invite. There we go. There you go. Click on that. There you go. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me see. No, that's not right. Okay. How's that? I can hear you. Thank you. I just do it. You don't know. Somebody asked me if they should do this workbook. And I'm like, I don't know. Try it. Okay. Okay. I'll see you later. Okay. Bye. 397 just followed. That's funny. That's so funny. And it's not a, I'm not a grow room. I promise I'm not a grow room. But all right. But it seems like it is just the two of us now, 397. Oh, yes. And was wondering before I leave, is there any specific questions you want me to answer? So I was just actually in the process of building out the next book. I'm almost done with the minus tens. But yeah, yeah. I appreciate the math. We need to bring in more math a little bit. I think a lot of people are uh, they get. Oh, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was talking about how there's math trauma, and I'm like, oh my god, that is a thing because it was difficult. Math was hard. Math is not easy, but I feel like the abacus makes it easy because we could see the numbers and we can ask ourselves, do we have enough? You know what I mean? This is so a thing, right? Right? Math trauma. She was talking about, I forget what she was saying, but she was talking about like math trauma and how, like, because I'm old. And so, uh, we were taught differently, and if the teachers didn't know, we just kind of swept it under the rug because the teachers didn't really wanted to know why or so forth. So, but I'm old. Okay, before I sign off, was there any specific questions? 397. Okay, I'm so happy though. I was good at math, and then I hit trig, and I got busy and other stuff. Oh yeah, so yeah, I don't know trig. I just know that it's just a bunch of triangles. I fell off, and now I'm getting back into it. Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. I never went up to trig. I never went up to calculus. I never went up to any of that stuff. Um, I think I was able to not get into it. I don't remember any of that. Hello, ding, diggy. Hello. Yes, we are talking about math. We are talking about math with an abacus, but I am about to sign off. Is there any specific abacus questions that you're looking for that I can answer, Diggy? I went to trig and calculus, but stopped. And that was like a yeah, gazillion years ago. Yeah, I don't. Can you do square root of 16? Not on the abacus. In the UK, it's necessary to learn trig, unfortunately. I apologize, Diggy. I don't know trig. Hey, not so pro. Welcome, welcome. Mark, I do not know how to do square root on the abacus. I used to, but I forgot. It got kind of complicated. And I was like, you know what? We don't need to know. Because by then you're just gonna calculator, right? All right. How are we doing? Not so pro. Uh, I've already forgotten trig and I learned it last year. Mm, I don't teach trig. Sorry. I just teach arithmetic. That's all I teach. I teach arithmetic with the abacus. What can I use the abacus in for daily life? Uh, Daily life, if you have young kids, you could teach them how to teach them math. If you have young kids, it would be a lot about like common core stuff, like adding, subtracting, and then goes to multiplication and division. Um, if you're, it's usually for kids, but you seem kind of. I like the abacus for what? I'm sorry. I like the abacus as it's what I've used to when I was. Hey, that's really cool. So, do you know how to Diggy? Do you know how to multiply and divide? Oh, Mark. Yeah. You could. Oh, you know what? Somebody did say that you could bring an abacus out when you're talking about the bill and do some division or some calculation. You could take it to the grocery store and start adding all your stuff. You could do that too. Like for daily life, that would when do you do adding and subtracting in your daily life? Looking at gas prices, looking at your receipts, looking at your I don't know, daily life. What else? What else would you look at? Um, I don't know. What do I do? If you're building a garden, um, it's been a while since I last used an abacus. About 13 years now. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, that's very interesting. Do you feel like Diggy? Do you feel like you have a solid foundation with your numbers? Because I think trig is a lot of memorization. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I've been on for a little bit. It's interesting that Diggy found me on YouTube. All right. So, but yeah, I mean, that's what I do is I'm trying to, yeah, yeah, right. Like I think everybody. That's the question, right, Diggy? Like the question is shouldn't everybody know how to use the abacus? Because I do believe it's the foundation, the foundation for more complex math. Because you have a solid foundation of solid foundation of arithmetic. Going into complex math is so much easier because there's also a process too. So just as we did critical thinking in abacus, right? We have critical thinking in abacus, and then we start going into algebra. So it is really a gateway to complex math. Yeah, thank you, Diggy, for commenting. That's really good. I It's been a while since I've none of my students that have gone has ever come back. So I always have to hear like as a third party when they were taught abacus, and it's just different. So, but yeah, I've been teaching abacus for about 20 years now. I think so. My younger brother struggles with arithmetic, and if I can recall, he didn't use an abacus. So I think that's interesting that your younger brother did not use the abacus. Was it not enforced? I have three boys, and I gave it all to my boys. And I said, "You're all doing abacus." And they all hated it. They all hated it. But you know what? It was good for them. Just like vegetables, broccoli and carrots, it's all good for you. Same thing with the abacus. It's good for you. Do it. I'm curious, Diggy, why your younger brother did not use the abacus. Um, Yeah, there's another conversation over on YouTube. In the UK, we don't use the abacus for some reason, at least not currently. Well, you know, yeah. So how my boys learn it is through me. And in the United States, it's more of an enrichment program, but I'm trying to get it more mainstream. So I have a lot of terminologies that I've been talking about, and I talk about how to like substitute and isolate the variable and so forth. And so my plan is to try to get it to be more mainstream. But I'm surprised that your parents never pushed your younger brother to learn the abacus. That's what I'm curious about. I really had to push my boys to go through the whole abacus curriculum. We had one at home but got rid of it a while ago. Oh, probably before. Oh, that's too sad. Was it a 1 and 4 like this, or was it a 2 and 5? So this was a 2 and 5. This is a Chinese abacus, and so it works almost the same. Where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we trade that in with this one up here. That's too bad. It's too bad that your parents got rid of it. Yeah. So like my boys, my youngest one is still he's in 6th grade now, and so I know it was the large one. That's all I remember. Oh, it was probably this one. This is a Chinese abacus, and it's interesting because my boy, my 6th grader, he's my youngest one so far. When he's going through some division and he has some problems, I tell him to use the abacus so he can work it out, and it makes it so much easier for him. Like he's forgotten a few steps, but he's a little bit of a forgetful child. I see. All right, so it's like, yep, that's what it is. It looks like yeah, that's what it is. Oh, interesting. They had the colors. Ah, yeah. I wonder because there's also ones that look like this where it goes across. Looks like, yeah. That's interesting. That's really interesting. But it's interesting how like this would work. Um, and it's nice, but it's not. It takes a little bit. Yeah, it was a cross. Oh, then that means that this was a Russian abacus. If it was a Russian abacus, it would have 10 beads across. And then the 10 beads across, then every digit is a number. So you would have 5 and 5. This one specifically is a Chinese abacus, and it only happens this way. We don't read our numbers that way. We read our numbers this way. So when we're looking, it would still be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we trade this in, and we would do 5. Yeah. So then this is 5, and then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because the value of 5 is always on top. So because we have the value of 5 and then we add 5, we trade it in, then this would be 5. So this is 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. So we traded it in and we do that. This is 10. So every column is a place value. So in the Russian one, they do place values as well, but I don't know how they do that because I don't teach the Russian abacus. On the Japanese soroban, it's the same thing. When we count, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Every bottom bead that's at the bottom of the horizontal bar. This horizontal bar is what tracks our numbers. It's good to know that there's different types of abacus. Yes. So this one specifically is the workbooks that I have, and the workbooks that I have are very specific to the Japanese abacus. And so that's what I teach, and I've been teaching this for 20 years. And so this is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it's touching the horizontal bar, this is being counted. So then you might be wondering, well, how do I add 5? 5 looks like that. 5 is always going to be the top bead no matter what. Because we have 5, then we have 6. Now we can see and decompose 5 plus 1 is 6. And then we can do 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 3 is 8, and then we have 9. And then just as the other abacus, right, we talk about 9. So this is 9, and then we have 10. So we have 10, 11, I'm sorry, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15. And then we just start over again. So when we're looking, we can count by tens: 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 100. Yep. So that's how we do it on the abacus. Nobody has a clue what you're talking about. Fugitive sim. Are you nobody? Don't be a nobody. That's not nice. Who hurt you? I'm starting to remember the abacus. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it takes a little bit, but it's ingrained. I know that my boys, when they do it, they can't teach you, but they'll remember how to move the beads. So when I don't know if Fugitive Sim is still here. I have a clue. I'm telling you, this all clearly makes sense in your head, but none of us are in your head. Uh, did I not verbalize what I said? Or was that all in my head? I'm sorry. I thought I was speaking out loud. Maybe I should talk slower for people who is nobody. Nobody has a clue. So nobody needs it to be slower. One, two, three, four. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar is being counted. Fugitive sim, does that make sense? If we want to do five, we just bring down the four beads and add the top bead. It's actually pretty fun once you get it. Oh, oh, he left. Can't take a joke. Get out of the kitchen. Yeah, you know what? It is fun. I think it is fun to work with the abacus and to try to build out the questions because then you could see I really like puzzles. I really like puzzles. Mad he didn't. I have two conversations. I have one on TikTok and I have one on YouTube, and I appreciate everybody being patient. I'm trying to comment as I read the comments and comment as I go through. So, uh, Diggy was saying that that was funny. Thank you. Somebody called me immature, and I'm like, that's what happens when you live with all boys. Uh, yeah, right. I'm trying to get him to, anyways. So I have a user 397 on TikTok saying mad because he couldn't troll. Okay. Um okay. Okay, one more time. Do you guys have any specific questions I can answer on abacus? If not, I am going to end the live and I am going to go get some breakfast. It is only 10:45. I am California time. I know Diggy is in. Are you Diggy? Are you in the UK right now, or are you in America right now? And then user, thank you again for joining. I do appreciate it. I do plan on coming. Oh, I don't know if I will be on tonight. I have a track banquet. The abacus is fun to learn, takes longer for some, shorter for others, but it's a good learning tool for those that are started. Yes, I agree. I agree with you. Oh, you're still in the UK. Um, yeah, I agree with you. It does take a little bit of understanding. It's a little bit of a mind shift. I call it a mindset. We have to change our little mindset. But once we get that, once we understand the different way, because I notice in elementary school we teach the kids what the result is as opposed to what the add-in is, and I think that's the switch that really got is difficult for a lot of people. It's very interesting. I don't know why we are teaching the kids the result. Other than that, I do appreciate all the comments and the interaction. Thank you again for everybody joining. I am going to sign off. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Hopefully, Diggy, I will see you soon. See you in my next live. I am on pretty often. and I try to go on all of the platforms as well. I have it on Instagram, I have it on Facebook and YouTube and all this others. I think British schools should teach the abacus as I struggled in primary school. Yeah. Yeah, I also believe that um America should also do it as well. America and Canada. I think everywhere should do it. It just that's what it is. I think everywhere should do it because I think it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. But that's the hope, right? And that's why I go live and try to educate everybody else, and hopefully we can live vicariously through our children and bring on abacus into the world. But I do have like books and stuff that I've been building and others. So thank you again. Don't worry, I'll be here often. Oh, thank you so much. I hope to see you soon, Diggy. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good night. Thank you, user, for joining. I will see you, user 397. I will see you in a little bit. 100%. I got jokes. Oh, that was the other thing. The other thing is you can't hear my soundboard. I can't figure that one out yet, but I'm still in the process of trying to get that going through because it's funny. All right. Thank you again, everybody. Have a good day. Have a good night. See you later.